behalf of Peraton, we are proud to partner with CybHER to bring you these weekly conversations. For those of you who are joining us today for the first time, CybHER is a program out of Dakota State University in Madison, South Dakota that works to motivate, empower, and educate young women in cybersecurity. Just a reminder, at any point during the program, you can ask a question via the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. We have a special guest on today as well. We have Dr. Pam Rowland, the co-founder of CybHER. And so we're very glad to have Pam on today. And we also have our Q&A person, and that's Kanthi Narakonda, and she's a PhD student at DSU. And now I'm very honored to introduce today's speaker, Aastha Sahni. Aastha is a competent cybersecurity professional with over 5 years of experience in the industry. Her areas of expertise are identity access management, application security, and security information event management. Aastha, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Aastha, you can start your conversation whenever you're ready.
Oh, sure. Let me go ahead and share my slides. So, can you see my screen? Great. Perfect. So, hello everyone. I'm so glad to be with you all today and share my cybersecurity journey. So I'll share a couple of slides which have some tidbits, tidbits from my journey and how I started and how I am where I am. So first of all, a little bit about myself. So I'm currently a lead cybersecurity instructor at Veteran School, New York. And along with that, I have founded 2 initiatives. One is Lean-in Breaking Barriers, which is a cybersecurity circle for women. And under this Lean-in Circle, we actually help new women in the industry to get into the cybersecurity area. And of course, women already in the industry, we help them basically push them towards their leadership journey. So how their journey can be turned into someone who has joined cybersecurity, and how as Women's Circle, we can support them in their leadership journey. Along with that, I founded CyberPreserve in 2020, early 2020, and that's a mentorship program. And along with that, I run our YouTube channel as well. Under this program, we have built a couple of courses for individuals who are new to cyber so that they can have some foundation around the areas of cybersecurity, how to proceed with this career, how this career might look like. So with practical applications of some basic foundational areas, we have a mentorship program. And I'm also part of OWASP, which is Open Web Application Security Project. So it's an open source project. It's across United States and across world with various chapters, and it actually focuses on application security. So I'm a committee member for their Women in AppSec program. Again, under Women in AppSec program, we promote more women to join application security. What is application security? How to build a career in application security, and help women get familiarized with OWASP, open source. Basically, they have a couple of open source tools for security. So how to use those tools and how to use that learning into your transitioning career. So everyone starts a journey from somewhere. I started my cyber journey around in 2015. So I graduated in a BTech, basically in a bachelor in technology degree in computer science in 2013. And after that, I was just confused about my whole job profile and stuff, because I wanted to do something new in information technology, and whatever I used to see at that point, and that was way back in India. So I used to live in India way back at that time. And I used to be completely confused, like what to do with my career. And eventually, as I was in my first job, I started to actually look over for a career in cybersecurity. I got to know about OWASP at that point in 2014, and I started to apply for a master's program in information security. And that's how my journey in cybersecurity started off around in 2015. I started off with my master's program in information security management. I started to go and attend chapter meetings for OWASP at that point. And if you look at this picture, I used to be only women attending this particular event all the time throughout the month. Initially, I used to feel very awkward and not welcoming. I used to feel this. It was not like people were not welcoming. I just used to feel like I'm alone and why there are not more women in the industry joining this field. And eventually, I brought more of my classmates into these meetups. We started to talk about more women and we started to hold some women specific meetings as well. As the journey proceeded, I started working in the research area. So I worked in privacy and security on online social media. I've also published a research paper based on that, completed my master's degree in information security management. Then, when I was completing my degree and when I was introduced to the job sector, then I was again amazed because cyber has so much information to learn and so much to do. And when you're doing one single job, you're just part of one area. And then my next confusion was how to be aware of everything which is happening around me. So I have to continue to be part of communities like OWASP. I have to continue to be part of communities where women can grow together. So I became part of various conferences, starting from OWASP to B-Sides, now to like till date, I have been part of conferences like Day of Security. I have been part of conferences, various conferences, which includes OWASP regional conferences, global conferences, Black Hat, and whatnot. But when I started off this whole process of attending these meetups and these community sessions, again, as I said, I was alone, but more and more women joined me throughout this journey. You can look through this picture. As I gained momentum, I found more women like me who wanted to be part of this career, who wanted to grow in this career. And as we proceeded and as I met more and more people, I started following my passion. I started to realize like, oh, there is so much to know in the industry. We definitely need to be part of communities. And that's how I actually started to look forward to this particular fact. Like I am entitled to do the action, whatever I can do. If I want to bring more women in the industry, I will definitely do either part of OWASP or definitely if I want to start something of my own, I'm going to do that as well. And I'm not going to look for what the outcome will be because many times when we take decisions and where specifically you will find yourself alone, you'll be like, should I do this or not? Or is this career is particularly for me or not? Or when I go over internet and when I see that where there are jobs and where you see, let's say, more men and less women, you'll feel like, oh, perhaps is this a career for me or not? Will I grow in this career or not? So what we started to do as a group of women was we started to look ourselves as leaders in the industry. We started to look as if nothing is impossible and we just have to do, learn, meet people, do whatever best we can, participate in conferences. So the best thing was we started off while being a participant and then we eventually became speakers. We started off becoming members of certain communities and eventually we started our own communities. And then there is like no look back. So you just move forward and forward because there's so much learning and there is so much transition that we as women have to make because nothing is impossible. It's not impossible to get into cyber. It's not impossible to understand cyber. And at the same time, it's not impossible to sustain yourself in the industry because you have this whole huge communities out there where women like us who are part of these communities, who have run these communities, who have led various sessions, they're there to help you. Because at any given moment of time, we were there where you are right now. And that's the truth. And at the end of the day, one important thing that we should never forget is that you should dare to dream big. Because until you don't see yourself somewhere achieving something, if you don't set up that goal for you, then definitely you might want to reach there, but your goal is not set. And when your goal is not set, you will always be doubting yourself and your self abilities. And look, like I think I'm blessed at the same moment because I met right set of people, good women supporting me at that point. But at the same time, one important thing was I was determined. I was always determined do something. Maybe if someone has not done it, or maybe somebody has done it, I always used to better myself. That was the best thing which has happened. And I used to take risks at all the moments. So being at, if you look at this screenshot, the top screenshot is from one of the global conferences I have first ever been a speaker at. And I never used to thought about it. I never thought of presenting there. I always looked myself as a member being there. So dreams do come true. And especially in case of cyber, as I said, communities, networking, they play major role in your overall development. But at the end of the day, do not forget that there will be days when people who are supporting you might not be around you, but you sometimes have to become your own hero. So sometimes when you don't hear back that you can do this, you have to tell yourself that I can do this. And once you do that, definitely you'll meet people, more people in your own journey. And as you grow, as you move more towards destination, you'll be like, you'll look back and you'll see like, oh, when you connect the dots, you'll be like, everything was there for a reason. So be it the low times, be it the high times when people were constantly there for you, the only thing that you have to only like remember all the times is sometimes I have to be my own hero, because everybody is busy saving themselves. So when nobody is there, you have to be yourself and you have to trust yourself and your abilities. So yeah, so this is it from my side. I'm happy to take any questions based on how to start a career in cybersecurity, how to pursue a career, both from, let's say, you already are in the industry and you want to make a transition, or someone who is like someone who's looking forward to start a career in cyber, like looking yourself as someone who's joining the industry. Definitely, I can answer all the questions for you.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Cyber Conversations, Aastha. We're so glad to see you here today. And many of the points you just mentioned kind of resonate with me as well. And the work that we do here at CybHER too, it's not easy to break into something new, and your efforts to, change that are really commendable. And we do appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
So audience, at any point, if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A box and we will get to all of your questions as soon as we can. So before we receive any questions, Aastha, can you tell us a little bit about CyberPreserve and lead-in breaking barriers?
Yeah, sure. So I started CyberPreserve in early 2020, and the vision, as I said, was about mentoring people. So there is so much information on the internet, like irrespective of the fact there are so many tools, so many courses, people are always looking for mentoring in cybersecurity because it's huge. It's a huge industry. There are so many areas. So let's say one area is like cloud computing security, then related to, let's say, application security, then it comes to identity access management. So there are a variety of areas in cybersecurity. Often people who are starting a career, they are confused, and confused not only from the point of view where to go, but where to look for resources. So through CyberPreserve, we have created a simple mentorship program where people can take this mentorship program. So it's for 2 months where we meet individual every week once, and whatever mentorship courses we have created, while they are taking this full program, we meet them, we ask them how they are liking the program, what direction they want, like, well, for example, once they start to learn, in what direction they want to go forward. So how do they see themselves as they are learning in this mentorship program? So definitely we are there to answer extra questions, provide them career consulting, how they look them, like how they actually view their career in cyber. So all these things are answered throughout the mentorship program, including their resume assessments. And Breaking Barriers is a Lean-in Circle. So Lean-in is actually an initiative by Sheryl Sandberg. So she's the CEO of Facebook. So I read that book a few years ago, and as I was part of various cyber communities and myself as a woman in cybersecurity, I realized this fact that we need a circle which can be totally supportive of women of all ages. So be it someone who is 18, who is 15, or let's say someone who's 50. I wanted to support everyone. So we started off this circle in January 2021. It's just been 10 months for the circle, and we have like 100 plus members. We have collaborations with organizations where we try to bring company to our members in meetups. Companies interact with them, what work they do, what's the nature, how members can apply for jobs. At the same time, we give center stage to the members every month for meetups as well. So we have one meetup every month. Either we have a collaboration which can benefit, like from which members can benefit. So it can be an academic collaboration, it can be an organization-based collaboration. In addition to that, we also push our members to take the center stage and present. So either they can present their journey, they can present their growth, they can present the opportunities in the organization they are currently working for. So we just keep it open for the members if they want to take a learning session, they want to share some journeys or share some opportunities. So the circle is as such that we try to share as much as job opportunities, as much as emotional support to the members. We also help members to participate in conference, not only as participants, but as speakers as well. Because the overall vision of the circle is to bring leadership, even if your age is 21. We don't care. We just care that you should envision yourself as a leader. And we not only provide cyber specific related trainings in the circle, we also provide overall career development trainings as well via our meetup.
Honestly, that is such fantastic work that you do. And it's really, really important. Like you said, we have to envision ourselves being something. We have to have a goal, because vague goals, while they're helpful in, making sure you're going in the right direction, you have to have an end goal, like a fixed end goal that will help you hone anything you have, your abilities or your qualifications, anything to get to that end goal.
That's true.
Awesome.
Yeah. And as a woman, you have ups and downs. You might have obstacles, like because a woman goes through many phases, and through those phases, self-doubt can come. And sometimes you need a friend. You just need a friend who can just hear you, listen to what doubts you have, and just keep you going in your path. So I think this was specifically the vision I had, because we have already, like, we have women already in the cybersecurity industry, and we have women who want to be in the industry. In both the cases, we want that support. And what can be the best place where you are finding women who are from the same domain where you want to work with, work basically same professional area, as well as where you can build some good friends, where you can rely on. So let's say you're going to a conference, circle members can accompany you. If you're applying for a job, circle members can help you. If you're applying for a conference, circle members can help you. If you're applying for a university, certainly we can help you, because we have members from all the areas of the, I think, life, because we have managers, we have CEOs, we have students, we have the people in their mid-career. So we have a variety of members who can help each other whenever there is a need from someone's side.
That is fantastic. We do have a few questions from our audience. What drew you to cybersecurity? How did you come into, was there a specific incident that drew you to cybersecurity?
Yeah, it was actually an incident. So when I completed my bachelor's and I was doing my job, I was confused, as I said. I didn't want to do the regular developer job. I don't know. I wanted to explore the field. And one day while I was applying for my master's program, so before I could take admission, I just found out in my university, there was a new course known as Information Security Management. And when I looked at the whole course curriculum, I found out that, oh, it has something known as ethical hacking. It has something known as forensics. It has something known as network security. It has something known as application security. And I was like, this is not something I've learned before. And this is not something I have worked before. So from both the factors, I was curious, and I was like, oh, this is something I want to do. This is exploratory and at the same time enterprising. And the third thing was mysterious. So it was curious. You're always looking for attacks. You're trying to defend something. You're trying to protect something. You're trying to find out, let's say, uncover attacks in scenarios where you don't know they are there. So I think that was something which drew me to the field, and I started to learn. I was amazed to know that I loved it because there was so much, like every day. One good thing about cyber is you will never get bored while you're learning or while you're working in real time. Every day you will come across any new scenario, any new learning. You will never get bored. So you'll be like, oh, every day is a new day for me. I'm always learning something, and I think that was something I was looking for, not something which is dynamic, not static.
Another question, and what were some challenges coming from India trying to break through in the cybersecurity space in the US? And do you have any advice that you could give to teenagers who are living outside of the US, but who are planning to become successful in cybersecurity space in the US?
Sure. So I was fortunate because I came to US after my marriage. So that was not a challenge for me. But coming to US is actually not a challenge, because if you want to pursue a career and specifically you want to pursue cybersecurity career in US, jobs are numerous. How to transition yourself from any other country to US is you can apply for programs. So graduate certificate programs, master's programs, there are so many options that you can opt for. And through those options, you can get into the States, learn, graduate, and get a job, because jobs are numerous. To be honest, every day in this industry, you will receive a particular job message from somewhere through LinkedIn or email. So jobs are numerous because we clearly have a skill gap in cyber. We are looking for more skilled people. So definitely you can apply for studies, and through that, you can then apply for jobs. That's the best way possible. And for success, one thing is success in cyber is guaranteed if you are a continuous learner. So cyber is an area where every day, as I said, you would be learning something new. So if you are a person who wants to learn all the time, you're curious and you want to hard work and you want to learn every day, because that's the effort you have to put in this industry. You have to be a person who should be open to learning all the time. That's the thing for being successful in cyber.
Is there anything or any piece of advice that you would give to yourself when you were 20?
I think one of the advices which I would like at that point was being exposed to these areas like cybersecurity and data science, because our curriculum at that point were designed in such a manner which were, I would say, obsolete. Like it had curriculum which people have been doing from the last 20 years and it was not updated. So if I could have got a chance to get access to these resources at that point when I was doing my bachelor's, certainly my decision would have been more clear where to go and what kind of specific jobs I want to pursue. So if those resources and access, like community access, is huge now. So for any person, I'm not saying not only from US, anyone from a country like Africa, India, anywhere. I'm not just saying any developing country, any developed to developing country, any country can get access to cyber communities across the world. You can become a member from anywhere, because we not only, like, due to COVID, all the meetups are virtual. And even if when we overcome this pandemic, most of the meetups are going to be virtual and along with the in-person meetups. So you can get access to the industry very easily via networking platforms like LinkedIn. And there are so many communities, you can join any of them.
So you wear multiple hats. You are the lead instructor at college, you're the founder of CyberPreserve, and you also work with Lean-in. So what does your day look like on an average?
On an average, yes, super busy, because of like my whole day goes into my regular job, and after work I take some break of an hour, then I get back to mentorship. And at the same time, like as I said, we have monthly meetups. So during the week I have to get out, like take out some time for community as well. So we have our Slack channel, we are managing our members, we are prepping for our monthly meetups. I have other leads with me, so definitely I'm not doing it alone. So I have other leads. We have an advisory board as well in the circle now. So I have more women supporting me now in order to expand both our mentorship program as well as the Lean-in Circle. So as I said, support is so important. And as you bring that strong support system with these amazing women, it's easy to manage. I know it's busy. I will not lie, it's very busy. But at the same time, when I have these amazing women, I can just rely on them easily. So that's the best thing.
Earlier, you had said you had taken many risks. You're open to taking risks. So, what was one risk that you took that really paid off for your career?
I think choosing a master's in cybersecurity was the one, because at that point it was just new, and like my family was like, "What are you doing? We have not heard about this particular course. So what are you doing? Why are you doing? Are you going to get a job out of it?" So I think that was the biggest thing, because when I took admission, I was all alone. I was just exploring my like all the fields, everything for myself on my own. Like, I want to take a charge of my life and I want to do this. So for those 2 years, when I really enjoyed and landed up a job, I think till date, I can say that was the best decision I've ever taken, like transitioning my career from IT to cybersecurity.
Yeah, I got my master's in cyber defense around the same time, 2015. It was still relatively newish at that point. The biggest one I think was the Target hack that occurred a year before that, and then it was the Equifax hack. But yeah.
But still, it was not so widespread and like known now, like now it is. So at that point, it was very fresh and new. So very little people had idea about it. So yeah.
Yeah. So what's the coolest thing that you've ever done?
In cyber.
In cyber, in your personal life, anything.
Okay, so I think that I have many instances that I think of now, but I can consider this as a coolest thing. So it's a story, small story. I got laid off, and there was no reason for laying me off, because it was something which happened in the company and between the clients. So I was not responsible. But yes, I had to get myself back because it was a sudden layoff. And usually people are sad when they are laid off. I was sad for a day or two, and then I started to explore city and started going to meetups and conferences. So I used to every day pick up the bag, go to places, meet people. So initially, some of my friends thought, "Oh, she's in some trauma and she just takes a bag every day and she just go out." And eventually they got to know, like, "Oh, I started a YouTube channel." Then I started to meet people and they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I want to be sad because I have got time to make a transition. And till the time I get a new job, I can do the best I can." So I took off vacation at that time. I started to meet more people, have a conversation with them. And at the same time, I was applying for job, but I was not terrified. And I think I've never done this kind of thing before. But yeah, CyberPreserve happened at the same time. My new job happened at the same time. And I think this was the best someone can do. When you're in the lowest time in your life, when you're in the lowest phase, I think the best you can do is just accept it and think what you can find the best from it. So I think that is one of the things I always remember till now.
So we are almost out of time, so I will wrap up the Q&A with one last question. What advice would you give to all the young people that are watching this session right now?
That's simple, but I think tough to do as well. So whatever you think you want to become, just do that. So if you want to get into cyber or any other industry, any other field, don't think that it's already established. Don't think people are already there. Don't think you would be successful or not. Just follow your passion, follow your heart, because when you follow your passion and your heart, you're actually doing what you should be actually doing in this life. Because something which is your passion and something which you want to follow with your heart is something which has God gifted you. So if you just follow it, irrespective of what happens around that time, you just keep on following your passion, you would be there where you would want to be, maybe in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. God has made his own plan, but you would be there. So just keep on smiling, Just trust yourself, trust your friends, trust your family, and you would be there.
Thank you, Azza. That's really inspiring. That's so awesome. Like, follow your dream, follow your passion. That's the most important advice you could ever give. So we're going to launch a quick poll to wrap this up. You should see it on your screen. And so if you could complete that so we can know a little bit more about our viewers.
Okay.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website at cyber.org for more information on our programs about upcoming conversations. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Aastha. Pam, do you have anything you would like to end with?
No, thank you so much. That was inspiring. And we really appreciate you being a part. And thank you as well, Janessa and Kampi.
Thank you so much. No, it was a pleasure meeting all three of you. Thank you, Jennifer, Kanti, and Pam. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.